Hey everybody, Jake here with TrendSpider to do this weekend's analysis on the broad market ETFs that we took a look at on Thursday night's analysis to see kind of how the chart has formed since and what it's looking like into next week. So all in all, Friday was a pretty bloody day here. We did fill the gap on Thursday and then immediately kind of went right back down, closing through this support line. So naturally, after this closes, through this support line, the next area to watch would be this trend line below here, which is kind of the channel support, as well as the weekly Keltner channel. So we have the daily price action with the weekly Keltner channel overlaid on the chart. So what we can see here is we have an alert set right here below, which coincides pretty well with the trend line. So if the price kind of moves right below this trend line area, that's where this alert will kind of capture that price action. So all in all, not looking great in the next week. We're not financial advisors, so we can't really, say what's going to happen. At the end of the day, no one knows what's going to happen. But just based on general technical analysis, we can assume that based on this pretty bearish candle, there could be downside into next week, and that's why we have the alert below. If we thought that, you can easily create an alert here as well. If you wanted to kind of look at the middle band here on the Keltner channel, you can create an alert here. And really then, we can just do middle band resistance. 7 days have passed or triggered 5 times. That's the expiration. When we create that alert, we can essentially now kind of sit back and go watch TV, and we will be alerted once the price action touches these two areas if these are the two important areas that you're watching. So definitely a way to utilize the TrendSpider system as well as the multi-time frame analysis. So something to keep in mind here, anytime that the daily RSI, in this case this is the daily RSI, crosses through the weekly RSI, and the weekly RSI is just this dotted line, generally in the past, not always, a cross to the downside will sometimes signal more downside left. So if we go back here, notice that the daily crossed through the weekly here, and we continue down to test this area below. Same thing here, we crossed down, we did not move down too much, but we did move down after this crossover. We moved down after this crossover as well. Not all of them are going to be huge, but generally if there is a cross down, especially this one, this was a big one, and notice how this is kind of in the same area as this was too. There's a pretty significant move down to the lower Keltner band here. So can we see the same thing after this cross? Possibly, we'll just have to see, but based on this wedge breaking down, it's definitely something to keep in mind for the bearish thesis. On the longer term side of things, we have a massive bearish engulfing candle here. If we go to patterns, we can see that this has been captured on the system, and we can even go and backtest all the other engulfing bearish candles back here as well, easily with the system kind of capturing those. We do see on the MACD a big time breakdown. It's really this weird looking histogram here. The RSI is really more, it's been more oversold at a higher level than it currently is now. So if we continue down, we may experience new lows with the RSI testing oversold again, but at a lower price area. So that would really signal a breakdown. This is the longer term price channel, so this is something to definitely keep in mind. If this breaks, there could be some hell breaking loose. We'll see. Technical breakdowns and kind of panic selling have been a thing the last couple months, so I wouldn't expect that to go anywhere if the environment really hasn't changed much. All in all, thank you so much for listening. These are some of the features you can see on TrendSpider and try out for yourself. If you have any questions, please reach out to us, and we will have some more charts on the way for this weekend's analysis on QQQ and XBI. Thanks so much for listening, and have a great weekend.